past 5 years, I've been running Empowered Man. I've talked to thousands of men. We've had over 3,000 paying customers, and we've dealt with a lot of stories, a lot of heartache, a lot of men who are hurt and in pain. Some men take their own lives. We've seen it all. I've heard probably every kind of story of affair or cheating or just garbage in the last 5+ years, and it's a heavy burden to bear sometimes. It's kind of interesting because in this unique world, you know, everybody looks at whether it's advertising, marketing, or whatever, and they go, you know, what's this person's angle? What are they trying to get from me? And I totally get that, because I would say probably a good portion of business marketers or whatever are about themselves, and so am I. Like, I don't think there's one person that does business today or even does ministry or nonprofits that isn't about themselves in some capacity. And so a lot of guys know my story and a lot of guys don't know my story. It's all over YouTube. You know, I've got lots of videos out there about what I've experienced. And, you know, every day I've got men that come to me with literally their hearts in their hands, and they're saying, I don't know what to do. I just caught my wife cheating on me, or my wife just, you know, wrote me a note that said she doesn't want to be with me anymore, or we just had this conversation where she said, I'm done. And they come to me with their hearts in their hands, like little boys, saying, what do I do? And my father's heart for them is to be like, dude, I wish I could tell you the exact thing to do to save your marriage, to change everything, and to turn it all around completely. And there's people out there that will tell you that. They'll tell you, if you just follow my method, if you just follow these 3 steps, if you follow these 9 things I give you, that you'll be able to rescue your marriage. Your wife will be eating out of the palm of your hand again. And I don't know, maybe they just know something I don't know, because I think it's bullshit. Do I think there's things out there that work? Obviously, yes, of course. But for people to promise you that if you just do these things, that your wife will come back, all that does is set you up for failure. It sets you up because you are in your mind thinking that, okay, well, if I do these things and I trust these guys and I trust to do what they tell, then it'll turn everything around for my marriage and my life will be great again. You've missed the point and you set yourself up for failure. Because even if it works, even if it does, because I'm sure there's some guys that have some really good content out there that I don't know about or whatever, or maybe some secret black hat method to get your wife to want to be with you again, to sleep with you and suck your dick again, all this shit. Maybe they have some secret masculine way of doing things, and you try it, and maybe it works. The fact of the matter is, you'll never be okay inside. Because you and I both know that this isn't about her. This is about you. This is about the man that you want to be, but you don't know how to be. This is about the pain you feel in your heart that you felt long before all this shit went down with her. You see, it's so easy as a man for us to look at our wives and make her the scapegoat, make her the reason for our pain, make her yelling at me, make her being mean to me, or make her fair, make that be the reason that I don't want to live, make that be the reason I suck at life, or I'm not financially successful, or whatever. Because why? We've been blaming Eve since the Garden of Eden. We've been blaming the woman for so long. It's all we know to do. And so the little boy inside of us, the story we tell ourselves is that it's her fault that we're going through this. And if I can just cajole her, convince her to just turn around and say, but what about our covenant? What about our marriage? What about our kids? What about all this? If I can just convince her to see how big of a mistake this is, that she'll somehow turn around and not do it again. And guys, I'm here to tell you it doesn't work. And if it does work, it worked for the wrong reasons. Because ultimately, you're going to go back to living the life that you've been living that hasn't been as successful as you make it out to be. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what you drive in your car, the neighborhood you live in, or any of those things. Your life is not complete. It's not fulfilled, and you know this. And you know this. This is where the kind of men I draw. I don't draw men who just want to manipulate their wives. I draw men to me who realize and understand it's not that they fucked up, but they realize and understand they're living a suboptimal life. They're living a life that is not alive. They're living a life where they're in the doldrums, where they're depressed constantly, where their soul is not on fire, burning for any kind of passion. So they follow these different gurus out there to try to wake them up with all this high performance bullshit. and to try to feel alive, and they try to fake it so they make it, and they put on this thing and they go to the gym and they do all this stuff, but deep down their soul is dead. Deep down they're missing something inside. And when men come to me, they start to awaken to an identity shift. See, it's not about the outer performance, it's about the inner man. That's why at Empowered Man, we talk about this concept called the 5-dimensional man. That every man is a man first, internally and externally. He is a producer, he is a lover, he is a leader, he's a father. He has all these dimensions, but most men focus, number one, on being a producer, and that's it. They are producers. They go out into the business world, they make money, they bring home the bacon and say, see, I provided, now love me, suck my dick. And that's what they expect. And their wives are like, great, I love you, you're amazing. But after a while, it's not enough. And it's not that your provision is not enough. It's that you're only providing from one place, and that's the physical resources versus the emotional internal resources. So what I help men do is not rescue their wives or their marriage. What I help men do is find themselves again. Find their purpose again, find their passion again. Find who they are inside to become empowered men, regardless of what situation, regardless of thing that they are facing, that they know they have what it takes. They answer that question, am I really a man? Am I enough? Who the fuck am I? Because at the end of the day, that's what lights me up. That's what gets me on fire. I love seeing marriages get saved. It happens all the time in Empowered Man. But what I love even more is a man who's found himself and has found his true identity. And if that means saving his marriage and creating something new with his wife, awesome. But if it doesn't, and he goes on and he finds himself, and maybe he lives a year or 2, 3 years, whatever, without a relationship, and then finds his next relationship, the success rate of those relationships is incredible. Because now they are attracting the type of person they want in their life, who shares their values. They're living in their true identity and purpose. And so therefore they're going to attract that woman. Some of you just need to let go of the old fucking identity. You need to let go of the old woman even. And you need to move into what's next for you.